So, dashboard confessional time. Red is my least favorite Taylor Swift album, and I know you all hate me. People are always going about like Red should have won the Grammy, and like, you know what? No, because it wasn't her best work. It is her worst work. It is absolutely her worst album, and I will stand by that. I have stood by it for years. Um, so the thing is, when Red came out, right, off the obviously I'd listened, by this point, obsessed with Fearless, obsessed with Speak Now. I liked Debut by this point as well. I'd listened to Debut a lot. So I'm like 3 for 3 on good Taylor Swift albums. Red came out, I was absolutely buzzing, and it just didn't gel with me. Some of the songs did. Obviously, All Too Well is on there, and let's be serious, if you don't like All Too Well, I actually don't know what you're doing. But there's a lot of songs on Red that I just didn't like, and I kept thinking to myself, like, maybe the more I listen, maybe they'll grow on me. And honestly, most of them never did. And still to this day, it's the album that I care about the least. I really, really like the vault tracks. Like, admittedly, I love the vault tracks, most of them, anyway, on this album. The vault tracks are better than the actual album she released at the time, which is kind of awkward. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I know that Red, for a lot of people, is her favorite album. I know people absolutely love this era. Like, I know people, like, just absolutely love Red, and I just don't get it. Like, I'm sorry, and it's not even as if it's a retroactive thing. Like, I didn't like it at the time, and it just never got me the way that her other three albums did. I remember being disappointed by Red when I bought the CD and listened to it, and my feelings really haven't changed over the years. I still like some of the songs a lot, and I don't like some of the songs a lot. So yeah, let's go for it, I guess. Let's because this is going to be the most controversial one of the list, so go and get some popcorn because we're going to have some fun here. State of Grace, marvelous tune. I love it. Look, none of the ones from Speaking Out went into Indifference. That's funny. When like so many did from Thingy, Fearless. Yeah, State of Grace. My boyfriend tells a story all the time about how one time he went on a plane and he fell asleep and didn't realize that his iPod had been set on loop. And so he discovered when he woke up that he had been listening to State of Grace for 7 hours straight on a plane. And to this day, he now can't listen to State of Grace because mentally he is just traumatized by the time that he accidentally listened to it for 7 hours. Like, he wasn't conscious, but his brain was still registering that song on a loop for 7 hours. And yeah, so I think that's hilarious. State of Grace, it's funny because I had the opposite problem. State of Grace, for some reason, because I had an MP3 player, old school, State of Grace, for some reason, the actual digital file on my computer was corrupt and it wouldn't go onto my MP3 player. So I never got to listen to State of Grace because I physically couldn't get the song onto the MP3 player because the file was broken. So that was a pain in the butt. But I love it. I love State of Grace. It's a shame that it couldn't have been, well, I'll tell you what song when we get to it. What song I wish could have fucking corrupted so I couldn't listen to it. But anyway, Red. Indifference. Yeah, that is all I can say about Red is it is not love, not hate, just indifference. Like, it's fine. It's just fine. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. That's all I have to say. Treacherous is I forgot that you existed. I never listened to Treacherous and I can barely remember how it goes. This love is treacherous, but I like it. Um I can just about remember it. But I don't have a lot of opinions on it. So um yeah. This is going really well. I have nothing to say about some of these songs, honestly, because I just don't care. I Knew You Were Trouble, right? Maple Leaf Status, however, I genuinely think there's something better about the original version of I Knew You Were Trouble than the Taylor's version. I can't entirely put my mind on what it is, but it just doesn't sound as good on the Taylor's version as it did on the original, which is a real shame. Thankfully, I do have the physical copy of Red, so I don't have to give Scooter money to listen to the original version. But yeah, there's just something about it. I know a lot of people now can't listen to I Know You Were Trouble because of the goat meme, but honestly, I think the goat meme just makes it better. Like, hysterical. I love the goat meme. But I always like this song. It's a ball. Like, yeah. It's not God tier, but it is a ball. It is a Maple Leaf status ball. All Too Well is obviously going straight into God tier. This was the song that, when I was listening to Red for the first time, obviously, like, those were the songs I'd listened to. And I was like, meh, fine. I knew you were trouble because it'd been a single. So I was like, State of Grace, meh, Red, meh, Treacherous, meh. And then All Too Well came along, and I was like, this is what I was waiting for. This is lyrical genius. You know? So casually cruel in the name of being honest, I'm a crumpled up piece of paper lying here because I remember it all too well. Like, so good, so good. And even now with the 10-minute version, All Too Well still holds up on its own. For when you've not got 10 minutes to listen to the full version, you've always got like the 3-minute version to listen to, which is still an absolute masterpiece. One of her greatest songs she's ever written, if not her great. It probably is. Like it's not my top favorite, but is it the best song? But is it the best song she's ever written? Yeah, probably. Yeah, All Too Well is the best song she's ever written. 22. When I listened to the album at first, right, I really liked 22. It was one of my top favourites. This, All Too Well, 22, and I Almost Do were the three that I absolutely loved on the first listen. But over the years, my God, have I become sick of hearing 22. So it's going into love, hate, and difference. Like, nowadays when I hear it, it's like, how about you, but I'm feeling 22. I'm just like, shut up. So it's not quite Death by Electric Chair, purely because I used to like it a lot. So I feel like it would be bad to put it in Death by Electric Chair. But there's a part of me that honestly could. But I'm gonna put it in Indifference because I feel like I started off loving it and now I'm indifferent to it. Although, yeah, meh. I started off loving it, now I hate it. So because I loved it once and I hated it another time, when you merge them together, it becomes Indifference. That's what we're gonna put the logic as. I Almost Do is God tier because I love it. It's up there with All Too Well. I just want to tell you, it takes everything in me not to call you, and I wish I could run to you, and I hope you know that every time I don't, I almost do. That was again another like proper like speak now lyrically beautiful breakup song. That was what I wanted. So those were my two favorites off of and fucking 22 off of Red originally. But my favorites I do have other songs now that I like more. But those were the top three back in the day. All Too Well, 22, and I Almost Do. We're never getting back together. Death by relationship. So like, I just remember everyone at my school singing this song all day, every day, and I was so fucking sick of hearing it. And I was sick of hearing it when it was overplayed at the time. But honestly, even now, as a grown up, I'm still sick of hearing it, and it's been years. But as soon as I hear it come on, it's like I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up. I don't care about we're never getting back together. So, Death by Electric Chair to that song. I'm sorry. Sorry to this man. Oh, God. Stay, Stay, Stay is the one that I meant. I wish this one had been corrupted and not State of Gay. State of Gay? Oh my God. The State of Gay. State of Grace. Stay, Stay, Stay is quite possibly my most hated Taylor Swift song of all time. I hate this song so much, so much. There's something about it that just irritates the hell out of me, and I hate it. Death by Electric Chair. Death by Electric Chair for 1,000 years. In the words of Matey, or whatever her name was. Is that how you pronounce it? Matey? The girl off Twitter where it was like death to mother for 1,000 years, death by electric chair to stay, stay, stay for 1,000 years. The last time is also death by electric chair. Like, it just sucks. I've got nothing else to say about it. It's just a bad song. I don't care for it. It's a bad song. I don't hate it the way that I hate Stay, 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 but it sucks. Bad song. Holy Ground is Indifference. It's fine. It's not. I don't really care either way. Yeah. So Indifference. I don't really care either way. Therefore, it says Indifference by definition. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic is I forgot that you existed. I genuinely don't remember that song exists so often. We had a sad, beautiful, tragic love affair. It's just really slow and really boring, and I forget that it exists. We're rattling through Red because I don't like it. The lucky one is God tier. That is the one that was not my favorite when I first listened to it, and then one day I just listened to it and was like, this is actually one of the best songs in this album. It reminds me a lot of Cordelia in that one episode of Angel where she like got her own TV show. I think it's called, is that Birthday? That episode? Because it's her birthday. And she goes to like an alternate universe where she has a TV show, but then she gives it all up to get her demon powers back so she can save the world. Reminds me of that, but it's a beautiful song, and I think like it reminds me a lot of the last Great American Dynasty, and the sense that like at the end it like changes perspective. So like at the end of the last Great American Dynasty, she changes from the story about Rebecca to the story being about her. And it's like The Lucky One's the same, where it's telling the story about a girl who's like went to Hollywood to find fame but lost herself in the process and then decides to take herself away and live a life somewhere else. And it's like it was a few years later I showed up here and they still tell the story about how you still tell the legend of how you disappeared. So like at the end of the story it like changes to Taylor's perspective. Same as the last Great American Dynasty. But this one came first and I loved it first and I still love it. I think it's a great song. God tier for that one. Everything Has Changed is a crap song, but it's not quite. I think it's I Forgot That You Existed because genuinely I do forget that that song exists. I don't, yeah, I don't actively hate it, but I forget that it exists. Starlight is should Starlight be should Starlight by definition be What a Marvelous Tune since that's the line from this song. Yeah, Starlight is great. Starlight is great. It's not Maple Leaf status, but it's a great song. Oh my, what a marvelous tune. We're there to never forget how we moved, and the whole place was dressed in the nines, and we were dancing like we were made of starlight. It's just a lovely song. It's a really fun song. Big Fearless vibes of like dancing in your best dress, but not as good as Fearless. Begin Again. Maple Leaf status. I love Begin Again. I really love that song. I do. Just this whole idea of like meeting someone in a cafe and then like showing you how to love again after all your failed relationships. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Um, I thought all love ever does is break and burn and end. But then on a Wednesday in a cafe, I watched it begin again. I love it. Beautiful. It's got some really nice lyrics. Yeah, I walked down the block to your car and I almost brought them up, and then you start to talk about the movies that your family watches every single Christmas, and I want to talk about that. And for the first time, what's past is past. I love that. I love that. It's a beautiful song. I love Begin Again. The moment I knew is God tier, actually. There's too many songs going in God tier, but it is. Like, the whole, again, narratively beautiful. The fact that the whole song is just about her at her 21st birthday party when Jake Gyllenhaal didn't show up. That's the entire point of the song. It's just literally just her standing at her birthday party in tears while everyone sings her happy birthday and brings her cake, and she's just standing crying because the one person she wanted to see didn't show up and ruined her birthday. Fuck him. Beautiful song. Like, and the fact that they then she referenced it in All Too Well Taylor's version when she's about her dad, and he's like, she says he watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come, and he said it's supposed to be fun turning 21, like heartbreaking, and some. And she says about how her friends follow her down the hall, and she says hopelessly, he said he'd be here, and and all too well, 10-minute version, she says, weeping in a party bathroom, some actress asking me what happened to you, that's what happened to you. He ruined her birthday and she wrote a whole song about it, and it's one of her best songs. Absolutely god tier. Come Back Be Here is probably just a marvelous tune, but I do really like it. Look at all these Red songs at the bottom. This is what I mean though. This is what I mean about Red. I've got 9 songs in the bottom 3 tiers here. This is my problem with Red. Um Come Back Be Here is I really like that song. But yeah, probably just marvelous tune for that one. Don't look at me, you got a girl at home and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Out of everyone I've spoken to, everyone thinks that the original version of Girl at Home was better than the Red Taylor's version remix. But I actually much prefer the remix. I think the remix is so fun. Still just a marvelous tune for me, but I love it. Like, Actually, you know what? No, Maple Leaf Status. Yeah, Maple Leaf Status, because I probably do love it as much as I love I Knew You Were Trouble. It's a bop. It's a bop. Like, yeah, I love Girl at Home. So good. Such a fun bop song. And I like the remix of it. So, State of Grace acoustic version is going over here with the other songs I'm not ranking. Ronan is also going to go over here with the other songs I'm not ranking. I'm going to put it right here at the front because the thing about Ronan is that it's too personal, it's too sad, and I know that it's considered bad form to rank it at all. And I agree, actually, that Ronan is too upsetting. Ronan gets me as well. It was heartbreaking. It was always heartbreaking. It always upset me. But nowadays it gets me even more because it reminds me of my friend, the friend that when I made that video called Taking a Break that one time when my friend died last year. It reminds me of them because they were a cosplayer and they made their own costumes. They went to college and they got a whole qualification in textiles and like dressmaking. They made their own wedding dress. Like they created their clothes from scratch and they were incredible. But because of that, that line where it says like it's about to be Halloween, you could be anything you wanted if you were still here. That line destroys my heart, because I think about them and it's like they were always making a Halloween costume, always made they made them and their friends Powerpuff Girls Halloween costumes. They made Animal Crossing costumes, they were always and they made cosplays, they were always making costumes. So that line breaks my heart and it makes it really hard to listen to Ronan to think of the actual Ronan. And it makes it really hard to listen to because it reminds me of my friend who also died from cancer. So I'm not gonna rank Ronan, but it's absolutely one of the best songs she's ever made. But I'm not ranking it purely because it feels disrespectful to even play that game. Ronan is in a different league. It doesn't it's not part of this. It's too good and it's too personal to be on the list. Better Man, Maple Leaf Status. I love Better Man. We might still be in love if you were a better man. You could have been the one if you were a better man. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I feel you again, but I just miss you and I just wish you were a better man. I love it. It's so good. And I know she wrote it for another band, but it's a great song. And it's got country vibes to it, and I just love it. Such a good song. Nothing new is indifference. I don't forget that it exists. I just don't really care about it either way. So indifference. Babe is also indifference. I like it, but I don't love it. This is the last time you'll ever call me babe. Message in a Bottle, I hated the first time I listened to it. I thought it was cheesy and cringy. And then I listened to it more, and now I absolutely love it, and it's a marvelous tune. like, Message in a bottle is all I can do. You standing there hoping it gets to you. Like, incredible. Should it be Maple Leaf Status? No, no, I'm gonna leave it in Marvelous Tune. But it is a jam. I love it. I Bet You Think About Me is indifference, but I have a lot of feelings about it. I like the song, but I find it irritating. Like the actual tune irritates me. However, it reminds me a lot of the toxic workplace relationship that I had. Um, and how he was like the person I worked for was like an egotistical maniac. So it reminds me a lot of him, and it's like, you know, singing about how like he has this amazing life and he's rich and he thinks he's so cool and it's like I'm just a normal girl. I didn't have what you had and you spent you need to you're always like rubbing in. It's like look at me, I'm so amazing. Like no one cares. That's how I felt about my boss way back when. So that song makes me think about him. Um, but uh, the actual song itself, I'm not a big fan of. So it's yeah, it probably is in the same level as Nothing New and Babe. Forever winter if you go. Oh, 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 oh. God tier. Forever Winter is beautiful and heartbreaking, and it took my breath away the first time I heard it when I listened to Taylor's version. The fact that it's all about having someone that you didn't realize is so close to taking their own life and being like, if I could, I would make this better. If I could take your pain from you, I would. I just didn't know that you were suffering, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to help you. And all I want is for you to be okay. And I just want you to know that if you leave, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to be like devastated if you go. So please don't leave. Like, it's heartbreaking. And, we've all, well, maybe we haven't, but I'm sure some of us have been in that situation where you've got someone who is on the precipice like that. And you're saying to them, like, I love you and I can't stop you, but I'm begging you not to do it. Like, I don't want to tell you not to, and I don't want to I don't want to be the cause of your pain, and I don't want to make you remain in a world where you're this unhappy, but at the same time, I am begging you not to do this because I don't want you to go. And I really do think that there is better out there, and I really do think things are going to improve for you, but you're not going to be able to see that if you leave right now. So, like, just please don't do it. I've been in that situation, and this song breaks my heart because I know how that feels. And it's just a really beautiful song. The tune is beautiful, the lyrics are beautiful, and God tier. I don't know who she wrote it about, but I hope they're okay. Run is Death by Electric Chair. Crap song. No one likes Run. I've not met anyone yet that likes that song. Um, sorry, Ed, but the very first night, I still need to know, does Taylor realize, did she do it on purpose, that she made the opening lines of very first night and hits different the exact same tune? Is that meant to be like that, or did she not notice? Because they're exactly the same. They're exactly the same. Um, but yeah, I would say Marvelous Tune. It's kind of in the same bracket as these ones, so yeah. I miss you like it was the very first night. All too well to 10-minute version, absolutely god tier. The first time I listened to it, I remember like because it starts off and it's mostly the same as the original, and I was like, "Where's the like new lyrics going to come in?" I heard there was new lyrics, and then suddenly it's like, "And you were tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then of course you get to that line where she's like, "I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age," and it's like, "Oh, oh, she is coming for his neck. She's coming for his man bun and his beard." Like, oh shit. All Too Well 10-minute version is incredible. That is the greatest song she's ever written. My favourite is still the idea you had of me who was she, a never needy, ever lovely jewel whose shine reflects on you, not weeping in a party bathroom, some actress asking me what happened you. That's what happened you. You who charmed my dad with self-effacing jokes, sipping coffee like you're on a late night show, but then he watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come, and he said it's supposed to be fun turning 21. Incredible lyrics. Beautiful. Love it. Is that it? Are we done with Red? Oh yay, we're done with Red. Oh thank God. Because her worst album, her worst album. Okay, well we will be back in a second. I say that as if I'm like streaming. I'm not. I'm just gonna go get a drink. And we will do 1989. Let's go. Yeah, I really had to go and get a drink there because I'm losing my voice. I haven't even been recording that long. I'm losing my voice. This is great. Okay, so we just finished Red, so we're on to 1989 now. And we start with Welcome to New York, and it is going straight into Death by Electric Chair. You never liked this song, and it's never grown on me. I'm sorry. Sorry to this man. Yeah, I just don't like Welcome to New York. Like, did Taylor say gay rights? Sure, but the song's just annoying. It just annoys me, and I don't like it. Blank Space. Um, Okay, it's not going in there. I just need to screen scroll up. It's going into Maple Leaf status. Blank Space is still so good. I was listening to it yesterday and I'm like, you know what? This song is still so fun. I never heard the lyric as being lonely Starbucks lovers, but it's always been such a fun song. Like, Darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Bit cringy, but still so fun. Music videos chaos. Love it. Blank Space will always hold up because it's just such a good song. So much fun. Oh, I forgot to use my mouse. Style. That's why I couldn't scroll up because I was using the touchpad. Style is Maple Leaf status. Yeah. I love Style. I just think it's still got such a good like beat to it. I don't know. I've just always um Style's always a vibe. Style has always been a vibe and it will always be a vibe. That's really all I have to say about that one. It will never go out of style, is what I have to say. Out of the Woods. I'm stuck between God Tier and Maple Leaf status. Actually, you know what? God Tier. Out of the Woods is so good. And I know Taylor said that she isn't sure if this song was that good because she just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. You know, are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the... You know, but there's something so good about it. And then when you get to the bridge and it's like, remember when we hit the brakes too soon? 20 stitches in the hospital room. Like, yeah. What I remember most is, I think, if I can remember right, Out of the Woods was the lead single off of 1989. And at the time, there was a girl, the place I worked at the time, my friend that worked there was also a big Swiftie. And I remember her coming into the kitchen one day when I was eating my lunch and being like, have you heard Taylor's new single? And I'm like, yes, it's so good. And the two of us were just sitting there like, it's so good. Let's play it. Let's listen to it right now. And two of us are just sitting like, are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Like, we just loved it so much. And I listened to it the other day and I'm like, that song absolutely holds up. It's still so good. So yeah, I'm going to put it in God tier. Fuck it. God tier. Um, so funny because like God tier's already looking pretty packed, and we haven't even got to Folklore and Evermore and Lover. Like I've got like practically the whole of Evermore should be in God tier, so it's going to be a struggle. But let's keep going. Um, all you had to do was stay as Death by Electric Chair. It's right up there with Stay, Stay, Stay. All you had to do was Stay, Stay, Stay as one giant song that I don't like. I don't know what it is about All You Had to Do Was Stay. I just really don't like it. I just find it irritating. I don't care for it. It's a skip. Shake It Off. I really want to put it in Death by Electric Chair. Because to be honest, I don't think I liked Shake It Off even when it was popular. It's just always annoyed me. Yeah, actually, yeah. It's Death by Electric Chair for Shake It Off. It's just irritating. And like that one time it showed up in Supernatural and Dean's like, haha, like every now and then I like Taylor Swift. And I'm like, sir, no, you don't. No, you don't. There's no way in this earth that Dean Winchester likes Shake It Off. Stop it. Like, I don't even like Shake It Off and I'm a Swiftie. Be quiet. I Wish You Would is an underrated classic. I think that's the most underrated song on 1989. This song is Maple Leaf status. Like, I love what I Wish You Would. It's completely underrated. I remember I read at the time, like a BuzzFeed article when 1989 came out, ranking all the songs, and I'm pretty sure they put I Wish You Would at the very bottom. And I was like, are we listening to the same album? Are you tone deaf? Do your ears not work? Are you from another planet? Like, explain yourself. Because, like, this is the same as people thinking that A Perfectly Good Heart is, like, the worst song off of debut. Like, y'all are hearing a different song from me, clearly. Bad Blood. Right, we're talking purely about the album version because the version from the music video that had some rapper in it, I don't know even who he was, Kendrick Lamar or something, I don't know. I don't know rappers, unless it's like, you know, Eminem or Dre or something. Um, Yeah, the version of the album, super fun. The version in the video, terrible. The version in the video was awful. I don't know what they were doing with that. But I would put Bad Blood and I think Marvelous Tune. It doesn't I used to love it, but I think honestly, I think my opinion on it has gone down. I wouldn't rank it as high as Blank Space and Style now. But I still think it's a lot of fun, you know? It's still a lot of fun as a song. Wildest Dreams was my favourite off of 1989. Yeah, I think I'm still going to put it in God tier. It's just a beautiful song, you know? Like, it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful ballad. And yeah, it was what I was looking for when I was listening to the album. I'm like, this is what I came here for, truly. It's what I'm always looking for. How You Get the Girl is also. No, no, you know what? How You Get the Girl is not Death by Electric Chair. It's I Forgot That You Existed. Because I do, genuinely. These three, I remember that I don't like them. This one, I forget that it exists in the first place. So, yeah, I forgot that you existed for How You Get the Girl, definitely. This love is gorgeous. Um, yeah, God tier, actually. Because I've got like two, three, four, five. Okay, wow, look at that. That should mean that this one has six, but it's not going to. Yeah, this love is God tier. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I remember like the first time I heard it, I was just like, this is incredible. And it's so different from her. Like, it's not a sound that we normally got from her, but I wish we got more of it because it was so good. I suppose it was sort of like a predecessor to like Folklore and Evermore. Like, it kind of had that more kind of chilled sound, but I don't know. I don't think we've ever had another song like this, Love, and we probably never will. It was gorgeous. I know places. Um, yeah, well, obviously, yeah, no, it's God tier. So I Know Places was one that I never really listened to when the album came out, and then one day I saw someone quoting the lyrics from it on like Tumblr or something, and I was like, "Those are really nice lyrics. What song is that from?" And I was like, "A song from 1989? Why do I not recognize this?" So for some reason, I just always never like I just always skipped it. I just never paid attention. And when I listened to it, I was like, oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. So, like, I Know Places is, and I know, I've seen people on Twitter who absolutely hate this song and will go out of their way just to criticize I Know Places. And I'm like, you are losers. This song is so good. But it's also my Sean and Rebecca song, which I think sort of makes it higher because it just reminds me of them so much. You know, like they are the hunters, we are the foxes. I know places we can hide. You know, lights flash and we'll run for the fences. They can say what they want, we won't hear it. I hear them whisper as they pass by. It's a bad sign. Like they're people on the run, and Sean and Rebecca are always on the run. Like they're constantly moving, constantly hiding, constantly changing where they live to try and keep away from the Templars. And it reminds me so much of them. And that probably helped escalate it. I just think I love it. I love it. I Know Places is underrated, and people need to get off its back because I mean, if you're out here thinking that Welcome to New York is a good song, then what are you doing when you're criticizing I Know Places? No no sense of song in your ears. Clean, clean featuring Imogen Heap. Um, marvelous tune. I absolutely love Imogen Heap. Like you do not understand the hold that that woman has on me. Imogen Heap has me in a chokehold. Frau Frau had me in a chokehold. Like speeding cars, Let Go, The Walk, her cover of Holding Out for a Hero from Shrek 2, the credits. Um, hide and seek, obviously hide and seek. What you say? Like I love Imogen Heap so much. Good Night and Go before Ariana covered it. Like the classic, the original Good Night and Go from Imogen. Love her so much. It doesn't make it my favorite Taylor Swift song, but you can feel her influence on that song so much, and it's really beautiful. So yeah, marvelous tune for Clean. Should I do a ranking Imogen Heap songs? Maybe I should. We found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it, and life was never worse, but never better. Maple Leaf Status. It's up there with Blank Space, Style, I Wish You Would. I love Wonderland. It's one that I kind of, I'd sort of missed out on the deluxe tracks from 1989. I'd never really listened to them. So this is one that I only really discovered in the last kind of year or so and realized that I loved it and I'd missed a trick. Same with New Romantics and obviously You're in Love. You're in Love, I would say, is I would say love, hate, and difference for You're in Love because I don't think I love it as much as either of these two, but I don't dislike it. But New Romantics is Maple Leaf Status. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Such a great tune, such great like music, great production, and then like the lyrics, I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me. I love that. I love that line. Baby, I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me. I love it. Every day is like a battle, but every night with you is like a dream. Baby, we're the new romantics. You can come along with me. Heartbreak is the national anthem. We sing it proudly. The best people in life are free. I love it. New Romantics is Maple Leaf Status. Okay, so that's it for 1989. We might as well carry on and do rep. I am gonna have to stop soon though because I do need my dinner and we've still got 5 fucking albums to go. But and I'll probably have more to say on Evermore and Folklore than any other album. So I think we'll speed through, well, not speed through, but we'll do rep and then I will stop and get my dinner. That is what I think. Okay, ready for it. Maple Leaf Status. I love Ready for It. Right from the beginning, it's like doom, 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 and then she's like, I was like, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. Knew he was a killer. First time that I saw him. Wonder how many girls he has left and left haunted. But if he's a ghost, then I can be a phantom, holding them for ransom. Some guys are trying too hard. I love it. I love Ready for It. Maple Leaf Status. Is it God tier? No. Maple. Actually, you know what? No. God tier. Ready for It's God tier. Screw it. Endgame, Endgame, Death by Electric Chair. One of her worst songs, absolutely one of her worst. Hate it so much. My friend, right, so my friend at university, my friend Natalie, biggest Swiftie I've ever met in my life. She's met Taylor. She is Taylor Swift. She might as well be Taylor Swift. I love her so much. She is one of my best friends in the whole world. And she did a thing for an assignment where she was doing a thing about Taylor Swift, and she made me and my friend Rachel, my other best friend Rachel, sit and listen to Reputation for the first time and give our opinions on all the songs. So I wasn't allowed to listen to Rep until we did this project for class. So I had to ignore all of my instincts, my base instincts to go and listen to this album so that I could do this thing. So anyway, she played me Endgame and it finished, and she's like, "So what's your thoughts on Endgame?" And I'm like, "That was awful. I'm like, I'm sorry, that song was terrible. What did we just listen to? What was that? Hate it. I wanna be your Endgame. Wanna be your first string. Endgame, Endgame. Big reputation. Big reputation. Hate it. So bad. And then Ed comes in, and then some other guy comes in, and it sucks. Endgame is there with Stay, 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 and all you had to do was stay as her worst songs of all time. Endgame can go. I did something bad. God tier. God tier. I did something bad was my first ever favorite off this album. I think it's probably actually no, probably it's still my favorite off that album. Like I did something bad is so good. Ironically, you know, like they're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one, so light me up, and oh, I just love it. That song's one of those bad bitch songs that just makes you want to kick things, you put it on, you're like, I did something bad, and you just want to like kick a door open with like a stiletto heel or something. Love it. So good. Don't Blame Me is love, hate, and difference. Right. I know people love this song. I know people talk about Don't Blame Me as if it's the pinnacle of her career. I don't get it. Y'all are hearing a different song from me. You're the people that think that Perfectly Good Heart is bad. The people that don't like I Know Places. Because you're clearly on a different, like, listening to the world in a different frequency from me. Because I just don't get it. Like, it does have that big cool note in it. She's like, ah, great. Song's not that good. It's not that good. It's fine. It's just meh. It's okay. It's not that good. I don't get what you all are hearing with Don't Blame Me. I don't care for it. It's a skip. So, Delicate. One, two, three, let's go, bitch. Maple Leaf Status for Delicate. Like, my reputation's never been worse, so you must love me for me. We can't make any promises now, can we, babe? But you can make me a drink. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. It's heartbreaking and yet, like, happy at the same time. I love it. I love Delicate. And the fact that somehow this song that's like a heartbreaking love song about how you are at the worst point in your life, but then you meet someone who loves you anyway. Somehow some girl managed to turn it into like a crowd number where everyone goes, 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch. I don't know why. Of all the songs, why Delicate? Bizarre, but I love it. And one day I will be at a Taylor Swift concert and I will yell at the top of my lungs, 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch. And it will be the highlight of my life. Like What You Made Me Do is a marvelous tune. Like, should it be indifferent? Probably. But you know what? I always liked it. I know people hate it. And I know people are like, why on earth would you sample Right Said Fred? And girl, I don't know why she sampled Right Said Fred. But you know what? I'm Too Sexy as a jam, and so is this. And when she said, when I heard for the first time that the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now, why? Because she's dead. My wig snatched. Like my entire hair flew off of my head. It could not go because she's dead. Like she went away for a year. No one heard from her, and she came back and she was just like, "Guess what? I killed the old Taylor. She's in my basement, and I'm the new Taylor, and you're all about to fucking die." Queen, loved it. Look what you made me do as a jam. So It Goes is absolutely the most underrated song on this album. No one talks about So It Goes, despite the fact that it's a Maple Leaf status. I love So It Goes. It just sounds so good. Like the actual tune, the production of it, like pieces fall right into place. Got caught up in a moment. Lipstick on your face, so it goes. I'm yours to keep, and I'm yours to lose. You know I'm not a bad girl, but I do bad things with you, so it goes. I love it. It was one of my favorites the first time I held the album, and then I discovered that like no one else likes that song, and everyone thinks it's like a skip. No one listens to it, and I'm like, what's wrong with you all? It's amazing. Gorgeous. Gorgeous is Maple Leaf status. I love that song so much. I think it's so cute, you know? It's like, guess I'll just stumble on home to my cats alone, unless you want to come along. Incredible. Love it. Love it. You're so gorgeous. Can't say anything to your face. I loved it from the second I heard it, and I still love it now. It's so fun. It's a sing along at the top of your lungs number. Gorgeous forever. Getaway Car. So, the first time I heard Getaway Car, I thought it was crap. Genuinely, I was like, that is so cheesy and weird. Like, what is she doing? It's on record because my friend recorded it for her project. Me being like, this song sucks. What is this? This is so weird and cheesy. It's now one of my favorites off of the entire album. What can you say? It's a grower, not a shower. It grew on me. Actually, no. Getaway Car is Getaway Car God tier. Getaway Car's God tier. Should've known I'd be the first to leave. Think about the first place you ever met me. I love Getaway Car. It's actually so good. We were jet set Bonnie and Clyde until I switched to the other side. It's no surprise I turned you in because us traitors never win. A song about cheating on your partner. We love it. We love to see it. We don't, but King of My Heart is indifference. I just don't care about that song, honestly. Like, I don't think it's that good and I'd skip it. I don't hate it though, but it's like it's super meh. Super meh. Dancing with Her Hands Tied, God tier. God tier. I was listening to it this morning because it came on shuffle, and I was like, that song is so good. Like as soon as it comes on, you hear that intro, you're just like, here we go, and then it's just like, hey, you know, 'cause it's gravity. Oh, keeping you with me. I could have spent forever with your hands in my pocket. It's so good. And like, baby, can we dance through an avalanche? I love that. Baby, can we dance? Oh, through an avalanche. It's so beautiful, but it's one of those ones you have to hear it. It's the production, it's the voice, it's the melody. It's so gorgeous that you have to hear it. It's so beautiful. I love Dancing with Our Hands Tied. I will always love Dancing with Her Hands Tied. God tier. Dress. Indifference. I really don't care about dress. I never have. Like, scratches down your back and stuff like that. Like, I only bought this dress so you could take it off. The whole thing that's like she wanted her mum to leave the room at the secret sessions because she felt so embarrassed singing it in front of her mum. I get it, like, all Kinky Taylor, but like, I don't care for it. It's not that good a song. That's all I have to say about that one. This is why we can't have nice things. Marvelous tune. It's fun, but it's not that good. But like, you know, like I can't even say it with a straight face. Like it's a fun song, but I don't really care about it that much. But like it's a fun song. So marvelous tune for that one, because it probably is up there with Look What You Made Me Do. Call It What You Want is Maple Leaf status. I love this song. I feel like people underrate it, but it's so beautiful, you know. My baby's fit like a daydream, walking with his head down. I'm the one he's walking to. So call it what you want, yeah, call it what you want to. I love it. I love it. And it's like I want to wear his initial on a chain around my neck, not because he owns me, but because he really knows me. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Call It What You Want is an underrated classic. It's so good. And then the final one, New Year's Day, which is Death by Electric Chair. No, it's not. It should be, I'm going to put it in Forgot You Existed, because I feel like that's mean. It's not as bad as Endgame. But I don't like New Year's Day. I think it's boring and drudgy, and I just don't care for it. So, yes, I forgot that you existed for me. I'm sorry. Sorry to this song, but there we go. What can you do? What can you do? Can I save this on here? Because, like, I don't have time to do the rest of it today. But if not, we'll just have to do it again and put like I'll either have to put them all back in or we'll just start from all the other ones and yeah. Save. Save? No, because that's just gonna save as an image, isn't it? No. Okay, well, whatever. My point is, next time if they all disappear, I'll just do the next four albums, which are Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and then Midnights. I was gonna say Midnight Haze. Don't know where the hell my brain got that from. But yeah, so we'll be back next time for the rest of it. I don't know if this is gonna all be one video or two parts. I don't know what it's gonna be, but my point is I'm gonna go make my dinner. So uh yeah, we'll be back for more Taylor Swift fun very soon.